to my channel. My name is Kamira and this is my review for Married to Medicine Season 8 Episode 12. This is my first review for Married to Medicine, but I have been watching it forever. Before I get into the actual episode, I want to say a few things. First of all, for the last maybe 3 or 4 episodes, I have been feeling like Dr. Contessa is setting us up for a divorce announcement. Do I want that for them? No. They have beautiful kids, a beautiful family. No. But I feel like she's setting us up for the announcement. That's one thing. Second thing I want to say is Anila. I'm not sure if you guys noticed that Anila changes the way she talks around these girls. She tries to sound hood or speak, improper English. But honestly, the women on the show don't talk like that. This is just my opinion. For example, when she was in the car with Toya, talking about, the bills for her makeup artist or whatever, she was like, I ain't racking up that many bills. And I'm sorry to do the voice, but that's how she sounded. And none of the women on the show speak like that. They speak proper English. So she just changes her tone, her dialect, when she's around them, and I don't like it. But okay, that's all I had to say. For the most part, I definitely like all of the women on the show. I really enjoy all of them in different ways. And oh yeah, one more thing I wanted to say, because I was a little confused watching this season. I don't know what Toya did to Dr. Heavenly or Quad, but watching other people's reviews, it seems like she may have been talking about them on Instagram lives, and we're kind of just seeing the backlash from that on the season. So okay, now I want to go ahead and get into the episode. That was my little backstory, my little opinion before I get into the actual episode. All right, so in the first scene we see, okay, wait, this is the episode after the big blow up at Quad's house, which I still didn't understand the big deal or why they were getting into it. I don't understand why she even invited her if it was going to be this big to-do. But okay, this is the episode after that. So we see Anila and Quad meet up. They were dressed alike. They were discussing the party and Anila dancing. Quad says she brings a youthfulness to the show. And to be honest, I don't think Anila is a good fit for the show. That's just my opinion. Yes, her husband is a doctor, but that whole thing about her changing the way she talks around them is really bothering me. She did it again talking to Quad at the restaurant. I don't know what she said verbatim, but the way she sounded, it just sounded like she was trying to talk hood, or it rubbed me the wrong way. Like I said, these women do not speak like I said, these women do not speak like that. So for her to do it just kind of is throwing me off, and I don't like it. I know I said that twice, but okay. So after that, they discussed setting Quad up with a doctor friend of Anila's, and she's single. Why not? We all need love. Okay, you can send one my way too. I'm just saying, I'm in Atlanta. But anyway, so the next thing we see Contessa, Toya, and Simone at a restaurant meeting together. And I am kind of glad that Toya and Contessa squashed whatever their beef was. At the last episode when Toya was upset, Contessa did go check on her at Quad's house. And, I guess that, lets her see that Contessa is a good person. She is genuine, whatever. They discuss sisterhood and, all of this. Then they get into the topic of Anila not being loyal. I really hate how they all kind of talk about each other. I mean, I guess that's why we watch the show. But it's a little bit annoying. What else do you guys have going on to talk about? Anyway, Contessa in her confessional says, Toya is not self-aware and doesn't realize, what she does. Which made me think about, again, I was wondering, why are they all beefing? And apparently it's because of what Toya has done in the past or previously. And so I kind of feel like felt like they were ganging up on Toya at one point, but hearing what she said, it's just what did you really expect from this group? Especially Dr. Heavenly, which I love, but you know Dr. Heavenly. So anyway, they toast and okay, next thing. Next thing we see Quad. Oh, they're going back and forth between scenes between Simone, Toya, and Contessa, and then Quad and Anila. Anila wonders if Toya is jealous of Anila because she's making friends in the group. Anila says yes, and that Toya finds ways to make her feel small. They kind of do the flashback to the dinner when Toya was talking to her like a child. And there's one other scene that they showed about her calling her dingy or something. But I don't think she's jealous of her. They have the same thing. You have two kids, I think, and a doctor husband. So does Toya. You have a nice house, so does Toya. I mean, they could have an issue about the whole making friends thing, but like, how old are we making friends? But okay, and it is hard to make friends. To be like, you know, when you get older, so like, stop beefing about stuff that don't even make sense to me. But anyway, Quad says, you know, her and Toya have past, present, and future problems. And I'm just like, why? It probably can all be, you know, squashed with a simple, you know, I'm sorry, or I shouldn't have said whatever. But y'all gonna drag this whole beef out. Why? I'm kind of tired of seeing it. I want them doing other stuff, like, I don't know. That Quad says that Toya is fake. I mean, honestly, they all seem a little fake. They all seem a little fake. I was gonna say except for somebody, but no, I mean, it is what it is. You know. Anyway, so we switch back to Simone, Contessa, and Toya talking, and Simone tries to talk Toya into talking to Anila again. She was just like, no, she don't want to do it. It should be end of story. Like, she don't want to do it. Okay. They also bring up Quad. She don't want to do it. Okay. Simone says, you know, that her pride and ego are getting in the way. And Simone invites her to a couple's dinner that she's having with her husband, Cecil. Okay? All right. Next scene. In the next scene, we are at Anila's house. Her mom comes in. She's just being extra. You know, I guess, you know, with cameras on, you're going to turn up a little bit. You're going to be a little extra. So she was doing just that. They're going to be having a festive celebration called Holi. And they're going to have a color powder, and they throw it at each other, or just not at each other, but just throw it to kind of release negative energy. And they're going to be having her daughter's birthday party and this Holi celebration together. At that point, she invites everyone except Toya. At that point in the episode. All right, next scene. Next, we see Dr. Jackie at her office, and she's tired. She's tired, but she has a great assistant who is keeping her married. She says she meets up with a group that helps bring your vision to fruition. Basically, they discuss a sunscreen for African American women and makeup. So they're going to be trying to bring her idea to fruition. And I think they did. On her post yesterday, she showed her with the sunscreen. So it's a good idea. I don't think we really wear sunscreen too much, and maybe we should. I know I don't wear sunscreen. I don't like to go out when it's hot, super hot anyway. So, you know, for those that do, that's a good idea. Okay, next we see Simone's couples party. It's supposed to be a refreshing conversation. So let me say this. This is just my own 2 cents. We have Toya, Contessa, and Simone. They all talk loud, but they do get along, so it maybe won't be so much, you know, loud talking, because they all talk extremely loud when they are passionate about something or upset about something. So anyway, at first we just see Dr. Eugene and Toya come in with Dr. Simone and Cecil. They're talking about how the doctors know everything and how they're like the boss at work and try to do the same thing at home. And, you know, it was kind of like Simone and Eugene versus Toya and Cecil, kind of going back and forth. It was a cute little banter back and forth. Simone said it's hard for men to own it. And Toya was like, maybe it's just the doctors, because Simone may have that issue too. So they, like I said, banter back and forth. Then Scott and Contessa show up, and before they walk in, he said, what if this is one of those freaky parties? Or a swinger party. That's what he thought it was supposed to be. And so the producers asked Simone and Cecil, which couple would you guys swing with? Without hesitation, she said Scott and Contessa. And I wrote down that Contessa's body is nice. Okay, she's very in shape. She's very petite. Yeah, what's her workout plan or meal plan? She needs to start a little program or something, because she was banging. But anyway, they go inside. The topics are supposed to include communication, listening, and problem solving. Toya starts first. She says, we're not perfect, and our kids are seen as bigger more now than they have before. And she also says that her kids tell her to leave Dr. Eugene alone because he's trying his best. Now, I know the viewers kind of think she just, running Dr. Eugene ragged. But if her kids to say he's trying his best, I'm just like, I wonder what's happening behind closed doors. Again, I want everybody to make it. I want to get a divorce. No. But I do wonder, like, Toya, what are you doing at home for your kids to say, leave him alone? He's trying his best. I think we all are, and to a certain extent. But, like, girl, what are you doing to Dr. Eugene? Anyway, they talk about how, the criticism can kind of come off as harsh and like you're trying to tear the person down. And then Contessa kind of comes in and says, Scott will walk away or pick up a phone call as they're talking. Dr. Scott said he does that to prevent blowing up on her. Contessa, this is why I think, I stand by what I said. I think they are setting up this season for a divorce announcement. It's going to either be that or they're like in, what's they call mediation or something, because it just seems real tense. But anyway, Contessa says she's being told that she don't do nothing around the house. And I wrote down that Contessa talks loud when she talks. Like, she kind of gets a little bit emotional. Dr. Scott is just like, oh, relax, like kind of blowing it off. And she's like, see, that's condescending. Why not just say, I'm sorry? She was like, it's not healthy anymore. Again, this is why I think she's setting us up for the announcement. Again, I don't want that, but the way it's going, it feels like that. Anyway, Dr. Simone says they're just in a rut right now and they're just not on the same page. And I'm just like, yeah, we see that. So they kind of go into the living room and they're all trying to like talk to Scott and Contessa. It's heard into like, let's all try to encourage them. And you can tell Dr. Scott was like not feeling that. He was on his phone the whole time as they're trying to talk to him. He just didn't like the attention to being on them, is what it seemed like to me. But he does agree to try to hash things out instead of running away or walking away from situations. She said she'll stop pushing therapy on him, and he said that he does want to increase their romance. But from the reviews I have watched, especially Dr. Heavenly's, it seems like they have a healthy like sex life. So, I guess he's gonna try to increase the romance in their situation. So Toya says in her confessional, they definitely need marriage counseling because they're basically putting a band-aid on a bullet hole. She didn't say that, but it was like what she said, in a roundabout way. And it does seem like they did not address their issues. They just said, when we have issues, I'll stop walking away or whatever. So I don't know. I hope they do have marriage counseling if they both kind of agree and think it's needed before they try to get a divorce, because I don't know. I think on camera it's just coming off like they're just not gonna be together. It could definitely be editing, because that is a lot of the time. And I look forward to watching Dr. Heavenly's her review, because she'll probably have somebody on there to discuss it further. Okay, next thing. In the next scene, they show Anila's Holi event. It was a nice outside party. It was very colorful. Her husband was like, how much was this? Looking around, I'm sure he put the bill, they paid for it, whatever. And it turns out she did invite Toya. They do a flashback to days before the party where Anila goes to Toya's house to apologize and kind of mend fences. My thing about like all the women though, you kind of talk so bad about a person and then you want to go apologize. It's just like the damage is done. Like some stuff can kind of still stick. And I think that's why some of them have a different reaction to Dr. Heavenly, because you have said so much stuff and then want to say, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry for everything I said. But like you'll say it again. And like, it's like a cycle with them. But anyway, they are now friends again. I wrote down that are Toya and Contessa friends? It seems like they may just tolerate each other. They have to film together for the show, but I'm just wondering if they're friends. And they were in a car driving to the party, and Toya was doing tons of cursing around the kids, and you can tell Contessa was like not used to that, but I'm pretty sure Toya's kids are. So it was funny to see Contessa be like, girl, don't say that, don't be cursing. But it was funny. Anyway, we see Dr. Heavenly say that she thinks Anila is a good fit. I don't know if I agree or not. But anyway, Anila's mom talks about her being on her cycle and like not being able to go into the temple when you're on your cycle because it's a sacred place. Okay. Lisa Nicole brings her daughter. They have a petting zoo. Dr. Heavenly gets on the horse. And Lisa Nicole and Carrie start like kind of picking at her, and like it wasn't really necessary. I mean, horses are supposed to, this is what they do, this is what they are used to doing. And they were just like, oh, the horse is in distress, the horse's legs about to give out, talking about Dr. Heavenly being heavy on the horse. It was just totally unnecessary. But that basically gave Heavenly like a pass to do the same thing. So when Lisa Nicole gets on the horse, she's doing the same thing. They're kind of going back and forth. Lisa said, well, I didn't have lap band surgery because Dr. Heavenly said you need to get something. Her stomach was hanging over her shorts like mine is right now. And she was just like, you need to get that fixed. It was just, but Lisa Nicole started it. So how you getting mad when she coming back at you because you started it? Heavenly wasn't even bothering you before you start talking about her being on that horse. But anyway, Heavenly says you can't keep a man, and I'm just like, why do they keep talking about Lisa Nicole not keeping a man? Like her and her husband are still together. So I mean, why are you saying that? Why do they always kind of bring that up when it comes to her? They're still married, right? Lisa Nicole calls her a drunk. Anila starts yelling, this is my child's party, blah, blah, blah. Being extra, like, I don't think she's a good fit. So, Quad shows up. Anyway, so Toya and Contessa show up. She goes to say hi to Anila, and she's like, well, why you late? Girl, let her say hey and keep it moving. So, anyway, the Dr. Kieran tells what the colors mean. They have this, like, color powder. You're supposed to, like, throw it in the air. They're like for tranquility, fertility, peace, and happiness. And you know, turmeric was for yellow. I forgot what the significance of that color was, but like, you know, things like that. So the purpose of everyone did wear white. So you're supposed to throw the colors to kind of release negative energy, excuse me. And I was just like, did Dr. Heavenly understand the concept? And I love her, but I'm only saying that because she was like, yeah, I'm gonna get such and such. They said this about me last time. And I was just like, Dr. Heavenly, that's not the point of the celebration. But anyway, Anila, after everybody get done tossing their color, Quad was basically still that had on her white thing. Like everybody else had the different colors splattered onto them. And they come together and hold hands and talk about, you know, what they're gonna be releasing. Anila says, Quad and Toya, y'all had a good friendship. Y'all should let stuff go. Toya was like, well, how you know we had a good friendship? I was just like, And Claude was just like, yeah, girl, let that go. Don't be worried about us. Worry about you and your party. And I was just like, Lord, Anila, though, why are you kind of getting in the middle of that again? You did the same thing with Toya and Contessa. Girl, those are grown women. If they want to squash their stuff, they will. If they don't, they won't. It's none of your business. Yeah, it's none of your business. Anyway, so they kind of go around and saying what they're going to let go after this Holi event. And Toya said fake people or fake B words. And Claude says, well, you gotta let yourself go first because you won. And I was just like, here we go again. Like, the show is definitely entertaining, but it's like the same thing we always see on these shows. They're always arguing about something, and it's a little bit annoying, but we're all gonna watch it anyway. But yeah, so on the next episode, we see Dr. Heavenly talking to her son Zachary about what kind of woman that he wants. I feel like she was asking him, does he want a black girl or a white girl in that what they showed? And she did her little laugh like I can't do it, girl, take that out. But yeah, we also see Dr. Scott talking about how they want to hire an esthetician at their new practice, and he doubts that Contessa will let her work there. And Dr. Scott has a picture of this girl. I guess he's saying she won't let her work there because she's pretty, basically. And he has a picture of this girl, and he's showing the picture of this other girl to Eugene and Cecil. So I don't know, like I said, my theory, and I hope I'm wrong, but it does feel like they're setting us up for a divorce announcement, because they kind of showed Contessa talking about Scott and whatever, and now they're going to kind of show what Scott is kind of doing. So what y'all think? I don't know. I enjoy the show. Like I said, I like all of them in different ways for different reasons. If I had to pick a favorite, though, it would definitely be Dr. Heavenly. It's mostly because of, I like her on the show for sure, but I also like her reviews of the show, of herself. And she said one thing that I is kind of sticking out to me now. She said that, like, since the first season, she's kind of played the same role because it's edited that way to kind of make her fit that role. And I'm kind of wondering, like, is that how they do everybody? I hope Toya is not the villain, and I hope they don't kind of kick her off because she's, oh yeah, on the next episode, her and Dr. Jackie have an exchange. And I'm just like, I don't know. I hope everything's okay with, like, all of their mental health, being in a pandemic or whatever. But yeah, that's just, oh girl, you're not a therapist. But okay. All right, guys, I am getting ready for work. I have on my Zooming into first grade shirt. This is my shirt for today. We are having our kindergarten awards day program. I have 3 days left of the school year before summer break, and I'm excited. Okay, but anyway, thank you, and thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all on the next one. Bye.